What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. All right, let's see if Cutter can get some redemption off of that last match. I mean, I guess you can say that it was a gut decision. 1645 versus Garf, 1590. All right, so plays the D prison. Okay, so there'll be no effect veilers. Oh Lord, and Yosenju doing a Yosenju type deal. Now he just 10-keyed. He can special summon, but you know, obviously there's this thing. Looks like he's going to use Sujint on Kama 2. So he's going to attack Manju. There's Valk. RIP Graveyard. Whoa, don't you have to banish monsters? Okay, guess you can do back row too. Or excuse me, spells. I totally thought that Valk was only monsters. I guess I was mistaken. Alright, everybody gets bounced. Everybody get up. Now, I would think the obvious play here is to try and make an Exiton Knight. Okay, I guess that's not going to happen. Alright, so Unicorn's dead. And you know what? That probably tells me, if I'm Garth, that tells me you can't stop an XC. That really does. Oh, never mind. Torrential Tribute. House is cleared out. And what I think that is, I think that Cutter obviously doesn't want to see, he does not want to see Exiton Knight. He feels like Exiton Knight is probably the card that beats him here. We know what his field is. Or potentially, actually, you may even say Ragnar Zero would be just as bad, to be honest. Maybe 2 attacks in a Ragnar Zero because you just, you know, your opponent summons a monster, you just activate Ragnar Zero, gets banished. So he's going to summon what? Oh, summons Trishula. Necro Valley's gone regardless. Ring of Destruction's gone. Oh no, excuse me, Torrential Tribute. Goodbye Sujint. And goodbye Dimensional Fissure. He'll be able to activate the Strategist, the Shurit. Although it is banished, so, you know, I don't know what his follow-up play here will be. It really depends on the other card in hand. We know he has Brio. He can get rid of Brio at any time, get something else. Summons the Jin. Wait, what? Why did he summon the Jin? He already committed his normal summon. What's going on here? Okay. I guess that was just a complete misclick. He probably meant to discard Brio and activate its effect. He's just going to attack here. Now, he does have 2 cards that could answer this field. It just depends on if he wants to burn them. I think Cutter's not really in a bad position. He needs probably a good trap, though. Yeah, he has 3 and 2. I mean, maybe you take Valk. Valk would be a good pick, right? I think, yeah, using Brio for Valk is a good pick. The thing that kind of sucks is, you know, you have the Jin in hand, and Jin just doesn't do anything against Yosenju. But, I mean, I guess it's an occupational hazard of, like, running the Jin and running Nekroz in general. I mean, I really haven't seen that many Nekroz decks that don't run Jin, so. Alright, so what's Garth gonna do? Again, I don't think that taking Valk is that bad of a play. Just so that you can stop the attack. Because Kama 2 can just attack directly, and he can get Kama 3's, Kama 3's effect that way. It's really not that hard to do. Alright, so he's taking Brio. Let's see what he's gonna do here. And I'm fully expecting him to take Valkyris. Otherwise, if you weren't going to take Valkyris, why not just keep the damn Brio in your hand? Just hope that, I mean, you're probably going to have to spend the Valkyris unless you want Cutter getting cards. He's looking through his deck. He's taking Unicorn. Okay. So I guess he wants to use Unicorn's effect. Or I guess not. I guess he just wants to keep it in his hand. Fair enough. Let's see if Cutter got a good card. Something terrible would be like, he doesn't need to get things like Ryo or like non-Yosenju monsters. It either needs to be a trap or it needs to be a freaking Yosenju. Like, those are the only cards he needs to be drawing right now. Alright, there's 3 and 2. We already knew that he had those. He can obviously attack directly. He would still have to worry about Trishula, though. He'll attack directly. He'll still be able to resolve Comet 3's effect. Needs to be able to play defense though. Like honestly, the best card he could draw here would be Fiendish Chain. you wanna stop the Trishula from attacking, but you don't want to kill it. Oh wow, he got Nekroz. That's even better than Fiendish Chain because now he can kill the Trishula and he doesn't have to worry about his opponent being able to get spells out of the graveyard. That was an unreal draw. I thought that the best card he could have drew was probably Fiendish Chain because it stops the Trishula, but it leaves it on field. So like he can't do anything. He can't advance his play. Now it's probably going to be unreal because Garf's probably going to top deck like a Manju or some shit like that. Guess not. Okay. The question will be, does he set the Jin maybe? I mean, that seems like a good play. Oh, Thunder King Ryo is the follow up. Straight lockdown. Okay, the Jin is set. He'll take 100. It's crazy. He has nothing but 1900s. I guess he just want to get the Jin face up so that he can spin it back to the deck. Battle phase, probably worth it at the cost of spinning the Jin. And you see Garf immediately going into defense. Oh, I don't think that's going to matter though. He has both of his Yosenjus. Cannot use Valk. Keep that in mind. Doesn't matter how many Nekroz he has. Let's see if he has a Fire Hand or something. If he's main decking that, more power to you, brother. All right. Looks like it's pretty much a wrap. Game 2. So the Nekroz Valley definitely came in handy. I think that was the absolute best card in his deck that he could have top decked. I thought Fiendish Chain initially. I guess that was the second best because the thing is, even if he could kill the Trishula at any time, that wasn't an issue. The problem is, if he killed the Trishula, his opponent would have been able to get Collider Mirror. He already had Unicorn in his hand. He just would have started plussing at that point. And he would have been able to counter any XC that Cutter put on board. Like, Cutter would have had to make, I don't know, Crazy Box or some shit. And hope that, Garf would have just ran into it with Trishula. But then I'm pretty sure that what Garf would have done is he probably would have tried to go for a play that was the same exact play, really. Of attacking with the Trishula into the Crazy Box, and then it probably would have ended with him getting Trishula'd again via Nekroz cycle. So what he needed to do was he needed to either kill the Trishula and somehow get rid of his opponent's graveyard at the same time, which is what Nekroz Valley did, or he needed to like immobilize the Trishula. Book of Moon would have done the same thing. Book of Moon would have temporarily immobilized the Trishula to where you didn't take any damage from an attack, but your opponent still had a monster on board so they couldn't use their spells. Fiendish Chain would have done it better because it would have made it so it couldn't attack, and he literally could have started out grinding him at that point with his Tellarknights, but his Yosenju cards constantly giving him +1s, because remember, he had comma 3 and comma 2, so he could just keep attacking directly, ignoring the Trishula and constantly plus. And then when he was ready to win, he could obviously just kill the Trishula. Alright, so turn 1 Nekroz Valley. Good play there. Not the greatest play when your opponent doesn't have anything committed to the graveyard. If he's got a Chaos Trap Hole, that's a legit. Oh, got the mistake going. He does not want to be Denko'd at all. That tells me my opponent probably didn't have an answer to Denko, but may not need one if that mistake is gonna ride. Because now if you have Denko, it just doesn't do. He has Denko. Oh man, okay. Now the good thing about this is Cutter can't Tinky. Alright, but if he has a bunch of Yosenjus, not like he can't just get them over. Okay, well, looking like Yosenjus are definitely gonna wreck, unless he has Honest. I mean, maybe you're splashing in Honest and Nekroz or something, but all you were doing was summoning the Denko just to get raw damage, and you know it wasn't gonna do anything. And literally, all Cutter had to do was either have a battle, well, he couldn't use a battle trap. All he had to do was have like a Ryo or any Yosen, like any good combination of Yosenjus, and he could kill, he could easily kill the Denko. I mean, hell, all you needed was comma 2, and comma 2 just attacked directly over it. So, if he top decks Tinky, obviously it's a terrible draw right now. And he can't use comma 3's effect either. But I mean, if he can just keep getting raw damage, I'm like, I really don't think it matters. So it looks like he is just going to keep going for raw damage. And it really is a lot. That is that's 3,600 each time. I'd probably just pass turn, knowing that I have enough life points to survive a lot of things. I would feel even better knowing that your Denko's gone. Anti-Luminescent Knight makes the most sense, yeah. Because if your opponent MSTs, you're not going to lose your mistake. You just get rid of one of your crappy cards. Like, you get rid of the Mirror Force or some shit. So he goes into a Luminescent Knight, and this duel is just, the floodgates are real right now. I guess this is how, Cutter won a lot of his duels, man. You hit those floodgates, if your opponent doesn't have counters, you see that, this can be a very good matchup. So this guy was #1 ranked on Dueling Network for a very long time. He attacked over a Manju. I think that's actually, yeah, that was Manju. Okay. All right, Garth, you're pretty much, oh my goodness, another mistake. Cutter definitely looking for retribution for his last match, where he just kind of, I felt like he kind of punted on the game, but he got it. Okay, so we're seeing that his deck definitely can wreck Nekroz, because pretty much it's like built to beat the deck. So that's a demonstration right there of how his deck actually plays against Nekroz when his opponent doesn't have backer removal. You just pretty much get wrecked. Thank you guys for watching as always.